another episode of the Aligned Businesswoman podcast. I am so excited because I have the lovely Stacey Poterson of FemForce Photography, who is so kind to show up with me. And we're doing this great event in Houston, Texas. And so if we're going to be doing this event together, I want you to meet her beforehand because you're going just to love her energy. You're going to love what she does with FemForce Photography, and you're going to want to be able to meet her in person. So welcome, Stacey. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Me too. I just love your reels, your Instagram, all the things. You make me want to be better on Instagram. I think I shared this with you that I'm still trying to get on the bicycle of Instagram. I'm still trying to learn how to be more consistent with that. So I'm glad that we're talking about how to be consistent with your
Yeah.
social media and all the things as we dive into today's episode.
Yeah.
And thank you for inspiring us.
Yeah.
Tell us, how did you get started with FemForce Photography? Because it is a brilliant idea.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Okay. So I have been a photographer for, 13, going on 14 years. Photographed a lot of weddings, portraits, high school seniors, boudoir, but mainly focused on weddings. And I was getting to the place where I was gone on nights and weekends. Which meant I started missing my kids' games. I have 3 kids, they're in sports, and I didn't want to be that mom where I wasn't showing up to games. And there was one game where my son, he was 5 at the time, he was playing first base. He got nailed in the chest with a line drive, knocked him down. Coaches from both sides were running over, making sure he's okay. And I wasn't there. I was out of town. I was photographing a wedding. He ended up being fine. Nana and Papa were there. It was good. But I remember getting that text when I was shooting the reception, and I was like trying not to tear up, right? I had to go to the bathroom just to catch a breath. And that was kind of like the point where I was like, all right, what else can I do with photography, with my talent that can still support my family? And after that, I started photographing a friend who was in the influencer space. So she was a fashion blogger. And I started listening to what it was her and other people in the industry were asking for. And then that's when a light bulb hit me. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's nothing that's servicing these people. It was either iPhone selfies, which, they're okay, but they're not professional. Or it was, the professional branding photo shoots, which are great. But sometimes when you just need content all the time, you run out of photos after you do a branding shoot. And sometimes those are just really expensive and hard to attain every single month. So I was like, okay, well, what if I helped these people and created something that makes it fast, easy, and affordable to get professional content, so they can always be promoting themselves. And that's basically kind of how FemForce was formed, was just listening to what people wanted. And then I just formed the idea around that.
That's amazing. When did you start this?
That was summer of 2019.
Oh, wow. I love that you say that you were just listening because a lot of times we want to create, and I'm very much guilty of this. I want to create what I'm passionate about. And without really asking, as a generator, I need to respond to things. I don't know if you're into human design. I need to be able to respond to things, but there's it's a two-way street. Yes, we want to put out what we're passionate about, but we got to see that there's a market for it.
Yeah, you gotta make sure there's a demand for it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that you're such a savvy businesswoman. I admire you so much for that.
Thanks.
And so was it in Arizona, the first location that you started this?
Yeah, so Phoenix, where I'm based, was city number 1. Ran that for 6, 7 months, and then started getting asked, again, listening to what people were wanting, started getting asked, hey, do you have this in this city? Do you have it in this city? Are you guys here yet? And I was like, okay, well, what can we do to get into other cities to help other women outside of Phoenix? And so then that's when we expanded to Denver, was city number 2. And now we're in 9 cities total.
That's amazing. I love that. Yeah, I always joke around that I'm a photo whore. Like I always have to have new photos.
Yeah.
And I remembered one of my friends who is a photographer here locally. I mean, she has great photos, but for me to be able to have photos all the time with her, that's going to be so much of my marketing budget, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I love, she had said, Vanessa, you need some fresh new photos. And that's when I found out about FemForce. I was like, yes, this is exactly what is more feasible, more practical for someone
Mhm.
that needs that content, but
Yeah.
also it doesn't want to spend $2,000, $3,000 every photo shoot,
Right. Right.
So tell me, why are photos so important for businesses?
Yeah. Um, I think it's really just a great way to let people get to know the person behind the brand. And we're talking photos of yourself. So we're talking about mainly people who are service providers, who are personal brands. They're the people who are actually providing the service to their clients. And we're talking about posting photos of yourself. This is really important. So other people, your ideal client, your audience can get to know, like, and trust you and see the face and see the person behind the brand. So we're like, no stock photos, no stock videos, like show yourself, because that's what's going to draw people into you and to actually purchase and use your services. They want to know the person behind the brand. People connect with people. They don't connect with, a cute photo of coffee.
So true. Yeah. And so will this work for any type of business?
Yeah. It's more directed towards service-based professionals. We
Mhm.
don't really do product photography. So if you're
Mhm.
product-based service or a product-based business, um, typically you're going to probably use a different type of photo shoot structure. But if you're a service provider, if you're a personal brand, absolutely. For anybody that is trying to promote themselves, this is for any type of service.
Okay, I love that. Yeah, one of the ladies that always shows up to my events, she is the creator of Spicy Mama Salsa, and
Okay.
she wanted to be there, but she's going to be out of town. And I was like, yeah, you could totally. I mean, I know you say that it's not necessarily for products, but even someone like her who is the brand of her product, that would probably work, right? Like her and her.
Yeah, and we do have people that do have products. We don't do strict product photography, but if you wanna bring your product in and get a lifestyle type photo with it, then yeah, that's what we're all for. Because we're really, like, creating a lifestyle content, we're creating fun, just showing personality. So if you have salsa, maybe you're coming to a restaurant, we got some chips in there and you're eating it, like, that's perfect.
Yeah, I love that. Y'all are so creative too. And during the Align Business Woman Circle, everyone that attends is going to get a minimum of 2 to 3 headshots. And then
Mhm.
there's different tiers for people to get headshots plus lifestyle photos. And the
Yeah,
highest tier, people are going to get B-roll. Can you
yeah.
explain what B-roll is to us?
Yeah. So B-roll is basically video content, but it's kind of like behind the scenes type content. So it's not where you don't need to be talking to the camera. You don't need to be dancing if you don't want to. We can get you working. We can get you, maybe you're on a conference call. I put that in quotes if people can't see me. You're on a conference call, you're on your phone. Maybe we have someone else in the video with you and you're doing a consultation. So we're just getting like a video of you working, of you moving. So many different things that we can do with that. Maybe you are jumping. Maybe you do have a fun personality and you want to dance. We're going to do something fun with that. Maybe you have something that you are really excited about and you want to showcase that. So we're going to get something like super fun. If you are a business that maybe you talk about trauma or you do that type of coaching, maybe we're going to get something a little more subdued. Maybe you're reading a book or something like that. So it's just like video of you moving, and then you can translate that into a reel, put some text over it, and it works out amazing for Instagram content.
Love that. Yeah. And so that brings me to my next question. Having these photos and the B-roll, I was supposed to say B-roll, the B-roll,
I mean, we should call it
um,
that. That's like a perfect name for it.
how does that help you show up consistently in on your social media feed, and why is that important?
Yeah. Um, Well, I don't know if you've ever, like, gotten to, like, it's 6 p.m. at the end of your day and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't posted anything." You pull up your phone, you're, like, going through your photos and you're like, "Oh, I already had that photo. I already posted that. I already did this. Oh, man, okay, I'm just gonna reuse this one. I already have that outfit." So it just helps you have fresh visuals to always be posting. That's gonna be, like, step number 1. Then step number 2 is creating a really great caption. The whole point of Instagram is just really giving value-driven content. Excuse me. So we're going to have a really great visual and a really great caption. And so we're here to help with those visuals, absolutely. Photos, B-roll. So you always have something fresh to be posting. And now you don't have the excuse of, oh, I can't post today because I have nothing to post.
Yeah. I've been like that. I'm like, ah. And I
Yeah.
think that's another reason why I'm not as consistent on Instagram as I would like to be, because I know that's where my audience is as well. So
Mhm.
I kind of make things a little bit harder for myself by being in Facebook groups or different places where it's just not as many of my, my ideal clients in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so during the conference, you're going to do a portion of like a little segment for us to kind of get our energy moving and kind of just like switch it up a little bit. And it's
Mhm.
going to be posing. You're going to show us how to pose during the lifestyle photos. So, what is something that people would need to know for this segment and why it's important to understand some of the things you're going to be teaching us?
Yeah. So the biggest thing that I hear from women, especially of why they won't do a photo shoot is like, I don't know what to do. I'm not ready. I need to lose 20 pounds. I don't know. I'm just not going to do it because I don't know anything about it. I'm kind of scared. I'm going to feel embarrassed. So, what I have found is if we help female entrepreneurs, if we help these women with some posing fundamentals, they're then armed to go into their photo shoot knowing what to do. And it helps a little bit just kind of ease some nerves and be like, okay, I already know what to do. I'm ready. And of course, the biggest thing with photography, with getting photos, especially of yourself, is to continue doing it over and over and over again. Repetition is key. This is how you're going to learn poses that you like of yourself. Everybody likes different angles, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not in front of the camera and you don't know what your angles are, you're not going to learn that. So just getting in front of the camera, doing it over and over and over again, figuring out what poses you love of yourself, and then doing that again. So it's a learning experience. But I have found that when we know some posing fundamentals, it helps when we go into the photo shoot. So we're definitely going to go over that at the conference. And I want to have everybody like fully participate and know that it's going to feel weird and it might feel awkward and you might feel embarrassed when we're doing it, but we're all doing it together. So we're all feeling it at the same time.
I can already hear and see us giggling and just kind
Mhm.
of, and
Yeah.
when I did my first photo shoot, I think it was Jessica, who's the local
Mhm.
photographer here, right?
Yep.
Um, I watched your videos and I practiced and I was doing the thing. I probably looked silly, but no one was in my home office as I was
Uh-huh.
doing that. And what I loved is that the consistency that your photographers had, like she even kind of reminded me when I forgot, do the little snap and do this.
Mhm.
And I have been dealing with losing weight after my son, he just turned
Mhm.
4. And I'm like, I'm still trying to lose that
I
weight.
feel you, girl. I feel you.
But when I looked at those photos, I was like, wow, those angles do make a big difference. It did help me feel more confident
Yeah.
and more willing to share those photos. I was like, yes, I love these photos and keep using them. It just, I don't know. And then she made me feel good too. She's like, girl, she's like, you're so gorgeous. I was like, oh, thank you.
Oh, our
It's
photographers
like,
are
thank you.
amazing, and they're both gonna be there at the conference too. You guys will, like, love them. But I love that. The
Awesome.
posing is it's key, because we're not gonna post photos we don't like of ourselves, but it is a learning experience. It's a skill that you have to learn, and you learn it by practicing it. So you might have a photo shoot and you're like, "Oh, I don't like any of these photos." Instead of taking that, like, personal and being like, "Oh, I'm this, I'm that, I need to lose weight." Look at it as a very I always like to say like how athletes look at film and look at like their performance from the last week and what can they do to tweak.
Mm.
So tweak it next time. Don't take it personal. Don't put anything on yourself. Just go, oh, that angle, not my favorite. I'm gonna try this other angle next time. And then just that's how you learn. And then that's how you end up mastering it. And then that's how you become quote unquote so photogenic.
Yes, photogenic. Ah, love that. Thank you for those tips.
Yeah.
And then how should people prepare for their photo shoot?
Yeah, have hair and makeup done for sure. Get ready to go. And have a cute outfit on. Anything that matches your brand colors. You don't have to be matchy matchy, but as long as it can coordinate. And anything as far as clothing that kind of represents your personality. I know a lot of times when we think about a photo shoot, it's like, oh my gosh, I have to wear a plain white shirt or plain black shirt, and that's it. No, like layer, use some colors. You can have some patterns in there. Whatever is your personality that kind of showcases who you are, bring that to your photo shoot, wear that to your photo shoot, and hair and makeup done, and then we're ready to go.
Awesome. Well, I'm so looking forward to this. I'm hoping
Me
that I can be able
too.
to use in a photo. We'll see. I know it's going to be a jam-packed day, but
Yeah,
I know it's going to be amazing. I just know that everyone name that is over there, you can't see them all. I need, oh,
I
oh,
love it.
anyway. Yeah, we have some more that are going up there, but every name that is up there so far, like I'm so blessed that they're going to be joining us, and I know that you'll love their energy. It's going to be a
Yeah.
fun time. I imagine it a big room, a ballroom of just fun, like
Mhm.
friends getting together
Yeah.
and setting our goals and creating our content and
Yeah.
leaving that conference with like so much like taken care of. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like productivity, like, oh, we got that done, and then feeling like uplifted. So I'm really excited about it.
Love that.
Thank you so much for being here. Was there
Yes,
anything else
thank you
that
for
we need
having
to
me.
touch on?
I think that's it. Just come ready to might feel a little awkward, but know that it's gonna be worth it. And just come ready to receive and just to like go for it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time. And
Yeah.
thank you all for catching this episode of The Aligned Businesswoman. We'll catch you next week, and make sure that you sign up right now for the conference that is happening January 11th here in Houston, Texas. We are in early bird right now as I look at the dates. So it's 12/14. Early bird goes away 12/19. So why don't you do yourself a favor and save some money and sign up during our early bird special. Last day to buy tickets, like for the entire event, or the last day completely to buy tickets, is January 4th. So make sure that you buy them as soon as possible, because I know that you get busy. All right, catch you.